1 year ago today, a storm system never before seen in December here in Siouxland caused destruction across several states, spawning nearly 24 tornadoes in northwest Iowa alone.
Tonight, I revisit the December derecho and how the ingredients all came together for a storm meteorologists won't ever forget. We have been tracking not only damaging wind gusts, but also confirmed tornadoes across Siouxland since about 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Oh, there it goes.
The fact was, this was the first tornado outbreak that we've had in our area and in northwestern Iowa in December in recorded history.
December 15th, 2021. A derecho and a tornado outbreak that was simply historic blew through Siouxland.
There had never been a tornado recorded in our forecast area in December. There had never been a moderate risk in December in our area. And in fact, for the state of South Dakota, it was the first tornado warning issued. That one that was issued that included parts of Union County was the first tornado warning ever issued in December in South Dakota since the Weather Service has started issuing tornado warnings.
Our Siouxland viewing area saw 22 confirmed tornadoes in just 3 hours, 5 EF2s, 13 EF1s, and 4 that could not be rated.
The entire outbreak had over 100 tornadoes, just absolutely unheard of for that time of year.
In fact, there were 120 tornadoes in 8 hours, making it the largest December outbreak in U.S. history, doing $16.6 million in damage. And it does look like this is going to be something we have not seen in December in Siouxland ever. Siouxland woke up to spring-like conditions that morning, making it very obvious to meteorologists that it was going to be a dangerous day.
I was taking a walk that morning here in Sioux Falls, and I remember at 8:30 the sun comes out, and it's 40 some degrees out already, and I'm thinking to myself, we're going to get tornadoes today.
It's kind of like when you're making a cake, right? You need every ingredient to be present for that cake to turn out just right. And that was a day where every ingredient was there. It's that feeling of dread where you get into work and you know what is capable of happening and you're pretty sure it's going to happen, and then it happens.
What made this derecho so dangerous and difficult to cover was the sheer speed of the storm and its tornadoes.
I think that was probably the busiest 3 hours that I've ever had. But then it was done and it was gone. So the fact that this particular storm system moved so quickly, there were a couple of tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings where the storms were moving 80 to 100 miles per hour. And so that on its own was just exceptional.
We knew that they could happen. And so all we looked for was those circulations. And once we saw them, we put out the tornado warning without waiting. And that allowed us to really work ahead and keep ahead of the storm.
One of the biggest concerns for meteorologists was the time of day this derecho was to arrive in Siouxland.
Our biggest concern is kids at school would be driving home in school buses and this line of storms would hit. Kind of this combination of all these factors between time of year and time of day, being during the school year, it did fill us with a lot of concern and dread, as you said, of what could have happened. Fortunately, none of that did happen around here.
The historic nature of this derecho will not soon be forgotten by local meteorologists anytime soon.
I've worked a lot of crazy days, and this is very high on the list of intense, damaging, memorable days. I hope people don't forget it. And I hope I'm very glad that for as many tornadoes as there were, for as many wind damage reports as there were, I'm very glad that injuries were kept to a minimum.